Hello everyone, welcome to another Penguin Academy game analysis. And yes, I'm still sick. I'm going to stop saying that at some point because it's more of a permanent situation. As you can tell, couldn't even be bothered to reach for my mute button there. We are in the 2026 Winter Super League. I don't actually know how many Super Leagues there are going to be in a year. It's called the Winter Super League. Is there going to be a Spring, Summer and Autumn Super League? This is my normal voice, Fang. I keep trying to tell people. No one listens. We have Star Ferret and his Dark Elves versus Spartakus and his Necromantic Horror. So, for those of you who didn't watch the last video and didn't hear my explanation, so this is my regular voice. This is my regular talking voice. But I'm Welsh, and also I have lots of medical issues regarding my throat and sinuses and other things. So, as well as the fact that I'm Welsh, which means that when we get excited or animated, our voice goes up in register. There's also the fact that I get nasally a lot, and I have problems with my throat and swallowing, which affects how my voice sounds. I've scarred my throat from years of vomiting. Sorry. So I have lots of issues with my voice, but sometimes my normal voice is okay. Like, as in, I just sound like me. It's just not very often. So today you get me. This is what I sound like. And as you can hear, it's probably not going to last very long because I can't even talk without coughing. So what have we got here? Star Ferret has brought Dark Elves. This is PC's build, right? Wait, is it PC's build? No, PC had no Apo, did he? And a 4-3 roll? I don't know. We've got, oh, there's an extra blitzer. So there's all 4 blitzers, but only 3 of them have dodge. Both witches with wrestle, and then he's got a leader runner, which is why this blitzer does not have dodge, but it gives him his 3rd reroll. And Spartacus has brought 2 wolf necro, both with block, and then the ghoul with block. Which gives him 1 bench instead of 2, and 3 rerolls. Okay, I think this is tough. I don't like this matchup as the Dark Elves. It is raining again, which I think favors the Dark Elves. I think the problem you've got here as the Dark Elves is you basically, especially as you're on defense, have got to just go in. Like, just literally attack. Like, go full aggression straight away. And if you let the Necro get them shit together, they're just going to wolf you out. They're going to have far more likely to get removals because of the wolves than you are, and they're just going to wolf you out. Weirdly, the opposite. This is actually just me talking. The biggest issue I have is being able to continue talking without coughing, as just evidenced. So my problems are all over the place. The problem is that I don't have a problem. I have a bunch of interconnected problems, and sometimes one of them is worse than the other, etc. And sometimes the other one's worse. So my voice goes in different directions. Sometimes I'm very nasally. because my sinuses are playing up. Sometimes I'm very crackly and wheezy and I cough. So to speak, I tend to push my voice out so I sound louder and higher pitched because I'm Welsh. That's how it happens when I'm louder. So yeah, my voice is all over the place. It makes me sad because it was one of my things when I was younger, you know. But what are you gonna do? So let's see how Ferret plays Dark Elves. I don't think I've seen him play Dark Elves, so I've got no idea how he plays them or how he thinks they should be played. In my opinion, how I just said they should be played is correct. It's how I would play them in this matchup. I don't like this matchup as Dark Elves. I certainly don't like going on defense as Dark Elves straight away. I would prefer to have Dakkered here and got the score in. Even against, so people always worry about Dackering against Necro. I don't think it makes much of a difference who you're Dackering against, really. Thank you. I would still Dacker here. We're not in 2025 rules, Fang. Blood Bowl 4 isn't coming until minimum of May and probably later, which will have third season rules in. And already we see the first issue, right? You saw the difference. Like, look at this difference between Jim's setup in the last game, if you're watching these in order on YouTube, and this one. Like, this is weak, isn't it? Even this is a little weak, but like this is definitely weak. We could just go round. We don't even need to do anything. Just to get these extra blocks on the LOS. And it's not really necessary, is it? This Wraith could have been out one, and then this Flesh could have been over here, and then these two could have been over here, and it's perfect. You still get you still get all of the hits here, and a backup hit with a Wraith. Like, there's absolutely no reason to overload the LOS like this and make one side of your defense weak. Spartakus apparently has got a bit better. He used to be known as, like, you know, the crappy Spartaco. Like, people would mistake him for Spartaco. So we'll see. But this doesn't board that well as it's just a bangery, like, setup. Overloaded the LOS for no reason. Okay, that was a little greedy from him as well. He had a POW and he took the push so that he wouldn't be in his own way for this block. This is a little greedy, isn't it? Because the problem is, if the next one was a push, he's pushing onto two guys who don't have block. Because I mean, why aren't these the other way around in that case? If you were going to do that, because then at least you have a follow-up block with block. So yeah, again, little things, but little things that, in my opinion, a top-tier player wouldn't do. And this is going to end up with this hole existing here, isn't it? And the ball is in rain. It doesn't because he rolls pow, pow, pow. Oh, it does because he follows to protect the wolf. Oh, where's that? Oh, no. I guess he's going over there. Yeah, okay, he's going over there. Okay, 4 pows helps. And there's the failed pickup, and this is going to end up as a problem. So you can see immediately what the problem is, right? This is obviously immediately a weak spot because it's not only a 2 dice block, but if it's a 75% knockdown, it creates this. Like, all it's got, even on a push, to be fair, it creates this gate dodge. So before he went to pick up the ball here, he should have moved these two forward. They're in the wrong spot. And again, it's not something, in my opinion, that a top tier player would make. It's not that kind of mistake a top tier player would make, because one of the things that puts you into that group of players is before you do something like pick up the ball in the rain, if you've got any players left to move, you would look for the holes. And that's blatantly a hole, right? It's just so blatantly a hole. This guy can come over to be the assist because he's doing nothing else. We blitz there, and then we have three people with dodge to come through this and be in the backfield, which is crazy. This one can even be on the ball. Like that's not okay at all. It's just blatantly not okay that you can put a blodger on the ball right now and protect him with two other blodgers. And instead of doing that, we're doing a dodge. Okay. I mean... So that is both wrong and shit. I mean, just immediately terrible, isn't it? It's just literally and immediately terrible. Like, you've got an opportunity to go through a blatant hole in the defense, and instead you just cut a corner that doesn't even do anything. Like, you standing here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, you could just be there. Cutting the corner just puts you there. How is that any different in life? Like, explain to me the major difference between that square and that square that you decided was worth the possibility of killing your own Blodge Blitzer. You won't be able to because there isn't one. It's just really bad play. I'll be honest. So I will explain. I will I'll out myself here. I am like very aware of the things that I say because Star Ferret is one of the people that I've used as an example of someone who's out there. If you go searching my name on Discords, who is out there, like who constantly makes fun or makes digs at me for thinking everyone is shit because I call out stuff like that. Like, I didn't call that stuff out in the last game between Jim and Andre because they didn't do it. It's not that everyone is shit, it's that's shit. That is a shit play. I'm sorry that I don't use words that your nan uses and I use shit instead, but it's shit. Deal with it. Be better. Like, it's quite obvious that the correct play is to blitz here and then dodge through there. And then if you do snake, at least you snake doing the right play. Like, it's not that snakes are, like, unavoidable or anything. Sometimes you have to make a dodge. It's that the risk has to be worth the reward, or the reward has to be worth the risk, rather. You have to get something for the risk, even if the risk is small, like a snake. You have to. The only reason to do a dodge, even if it's a 1 in 36, has to be a reason. If it's just for fun, you are rubbish. So fix that. Like, this is just absolute rubbish. Then your nan and I would get along. Worse, I just realised, worse, he's done it while leaving a player in surfable position as well. It's inarguably crap, isn't it? This was also bad turn ordering, but this is more. It's still bad, but at least it's explainable. Because what normally happens is, uh, like players get a quick rush of blood to their peen, and they can't think properly for a couple of minutes, and they just go straight in. It's like, oh my god, I get the Surfer Blitzer, and they forget to move players because dub skulls are a thing. So obviously you should move the other players first. Always the same thing. Picks up the ball, and now every bit of advantage that the mistake of Spartacus left him is gone. In fact, worse than that. Not only is the advantage gone, I don't know what he's doing fouling there, by the way. That's a bizarre choice. It's a +2 foul on an unskilled lino that has as much chance of evening up the play that you just got. Absolutely silly foul. Anyway, it's gone, isn't it? It's all gone. Like, he made a mistake. He screwed up his positioning, and then you balls yours up, and now all of that's gone. You've got nothing now. He's going to end up next turn, get consolidating his position, getting his players back together, and you have no advantage. You're back to square one, trying to crack a necro cage. Was that his... Wait, what? Hang on. Is that a blockless one dice blitz? I'm not I'm not imagining that, right? That's the play he's just done. But no, that's a blitz. It's foul appearance on this Wraith. He doesn't even have block. He doesn't have an assist. That's a blockless one dice blitz. It's I don't know what is this. I have no explanation for this, which almost always means it's terrible. I mean, and again, by the way, there's a player in surfable position, but I don't think he can reach. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. He can't. He's one square out. But that is just an insanely bad blitz. All right. Please don't blitz before putting the ball safe. Please don't blitz before putting the ball safe. Let's just get the ball into a nice cage. There we go. Good man. Stick the wolf in the cage. So here's the problem here, isn't it? Let's go back. I was more concerned on this, but he could have put the assist in a different square. And when I say could have, I mean should have. So the problem he's got here is putting the assist in this square means you have to blitz from this angle to get it to be 2 into 2. And it's a blodger. So the likelihood is if you don't get the POW on the first hit, which is 70% likelihood, even if you get the POW on the second hit, you've gone this way, right? You have to have gone this way to get the second assist. So you were going to end up in this square next to the witch. When if you just put the assist here, you could have just blocked straight up. And if you get a POW on either of the hits, you can just move. You're not tagged on anyone. So this is another mistake. Like, this is the problem I have when both players are, like, not the best. I'm doing this every game, every turn, and it gets to me. That I'm just like, you can't even, like, put an assist in the right square. And every little thing, I mean, other than the idiocy of the dodge and stuff, a lot of these things, like putting that, feels like a nitpick. But if you're doing it every turn in every game, that's why you have a 10% lower win rate than the better players. Because sometimes it'll matter. Sometimes this will be pushes into pushes, and it'll lead to your wolf dying. Not very often, but sometimes. And that leads to your games being screwed. If I did that and I realized it, I would blitz with him and not the wolf, to just have that not be the case. I wouldn't make my mistake worse by still following through on the bad action, because you can notice it, right? You can be like, I've done it. Like, I'm like, oh, I've put that in the wrong square. It's fucking stupid of me. You can notice it, but you can then fix it, right? Now the new blitz is him. You just blitz with him. You don't carry on and blitz with the wolf. You fix your mistake, which means he doesn't know it's a mistake, because he's decided to make it a bigger mistake, one or the other, and he gets a full POW because the world is shit. Hey, look. He got caught. And now it's 10v10. And he also has no bench. Don't know why he decided to be risking fouls like that. Doesn't seem to be any reason for it. Oh my days, what is happening here? Now he has no bench, Bucky. That was his bench, the one that just got sent off. He has one zombie as bench, so now he has no bench. I've just immediately straight in with red dice double POWs. Ridiculous. Reverse 1 in 9. Okay, so let's go back to see what, once you get this bit of luck, right? This is a crazy bit of luck. Once you get this bit of luck, you have to then follow that up, right? So we get this crazy bit of luck. For the record, I don't hate the attempt, right? I don't really hate the attempt there. Like, it's not the best, but it feels like you already screwed up your best chance. So why not, right? What else are you going to do this turn? Or any turn after this. The cage is just going to move forward. It's going to have a guard on the corners or on whatever. And so this, Wintergreen, what just happened there? Hitting block pieces. Your witches are normally your sackers, so wrestle is better on a sacker than block. And the reason for having both, not everyone has both. Lots of people take one block, one wrestle, but I think double wrestle is better, and so does PC. Not incredibly better, that if you see one block, one wrestle, you're like, oh my god. Just, I think it's slightly better because, one, when you try this, you can fail and be removed. And if you only add one wrestler, now you don't have any. And two, sometimes the ball just potatoes off in one direction or another. And having two witches means you're more likely to have one in range. The ball is usually on someone with block, so wrestle is just better to sack them. So I also would have two wrestle witches. So now, right, the ball is on the ground. Where's this witch going? I think that's the important part, right? This guy, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 can get there. Where's the witch going? Can't really get, no one can get around to here. Like, that's totally fine. Where does this witch end up going? Just, like, there's no way that that's a well thought out square, right? Just close his eyes and just select that on the map or something? Like, what the hell? What a weird square to put that witch. It doesn't do anything. I'm so confused by that. Straight pow into armor break. Okay, that is an odd second block. And by odd, I mean just odd. It feels like the next block should be the blitz, right? We're probably blitzing with this wolf, aren't we? Like, we've got to be, haven't we? We're not just risking all of these 1 in 9s here. Surely we're blitzing with this wolf. Are we trying to blitz this guy with the wolf, and so risking this 1 in 9 to block these out of the way and come through? You're still risking all the 1 in 9s then, though. So I think I would just be blitzing with this guy with the wolf first. I don't. What are we doing? Where's the blitz, man? Why didn't we do that forever ago? Okay, so just shitty turn ordering, and we could have blitzed him. We're gonna foul the witch. It is a +5 foul, so gets the stun. Doesn't get caught. You might notice, by the way, that if he had got caught for that stun, he'd be down to 10 capped. So really, you wanted to try and arrange that turn so you didn't have to foul the witch. Like, that's. I'm not going to go back and show you the many ways. It's just that should have been on your mind, right? You don't want to foul. You have no bench. So you could have arranged it. So you could have had the ball, in a cage here, in a cage here. And it doesn't matter that the witch was on the ground because there would be guard on it. So it's red dice blitzing and it's not opening any holes that you couldn't get through anyway, that kind of thing. Okay, he gets all his dodges off. It is turn 5. The ball does have to get forward. That's something that he needs to worry about. Oh, well, I mean, I don't know what the hell is happening there. Okay. So that's obviously completely unnecessary. In my opinion, you take the space up the right-hand side here. You utilize your fact that you have stand firm and sidestep, and this should be a blitz with a wolf on this guy that's right there. I don't know. We seem to be taking a block to be able to take extra blocks, which is on turn 5 in the rain against 10 elves. You need to be creating space and claiming space and moving up the pitch, not taking extra blocks. Like, how is that good? Look. You gained 0 space. And you're fouling again. Gets a KO, doesn't get caught, so gets lucky. Wow, man. Okay. I mean, it feels like just going in for more reverse 1 in 9s is a bit weird. Was it a way we could have got anything out of that wasn't that daft? Maybe not. I don't think so. No way to chain and fill this square and push him even further backwards or anything. Yeah. I mean, it's a 5+ dodge in to reverse 1 in 9 again. It's so weird, man. But maybe he's trying to make him forget what turn it is. It worked last time. He's done it again, though. You're like, imagine if that 55% dodge fails, which will happen almost half the time. What's this guy doing? Like, nothing. Like, if you just fail this, he just walks up the pitch after blocking this guy and this guy. And this guy's out of position. This guy's out of position. Like, seems lame, right? What? Like, he could have already been there if that's where he was going to go. All 3 of those players could have been where they were before that blitz. Yeah, you can't. I mean, you can't do that, can you? It's 45% that you end up on the ground, and that's your turnover. You can't be like, oh, you know what? If I get this 55% dodge into 11% sack, if I get this 1 in 20 sack on the ball, this will be amazing. So I won't move anyone. Ten times as likely that like 10 times as likely that my turn just ends with all of these players standing there as that they get to react to a sack. And again, like, I mean, this tactic is working, by the way. Spartakus does seem to have forgotten what turn it is. And it's fouling again. I don't know what's happening in this game. Genuinely. Now Ferret can just stand in the way. I don't know what he's doing those rushes for. Please stop doing the rushes. You don't need to... You don't need to do this rush because you can leave him there. He can't blitz to surf you, can he? Then he doesn't move forward. You can just leave him there. Right, so the problem you've got here is you protected this side, but now he's just going to go off to the left. And he's got two wolves. He can actually easily go to the left here. 12, 11, 10, 9, 8. 1, 2, 3. Who's blitzing? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Him, probably. 6. Just blitz with him. And then send the wolf out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, he can easily get a cage up here. So, power doesn't matter. It would have been nice, but it doesn't matter. 12, 11, 10, 9, 8. 12, 11, 10, 9. Is he just going to be in 9? Ugh, I would have done some rushes this turn, I think. Prefer some foot. Because the problem is, if you don't do a rush this turn, the opponent knows exactly where you have to go. Right? Because you don't have any lateral movement. You know the exact angle. They have to go along this line. Like, they just have to go diagonally. So you know exactly. They can't step one forward and then you've got to cover another whole line or one to the right. So if you don't do any rushes this turn, it gives your opponent more information. And he has to go diagonally, remember. He has to go forward. He can't go sideways. I'm not entirely certain why we're covering the left so hard. Surely you've already, like, these two alone are a problem. You can't get rid of them both. So why are we putting extra players over here? This side is the issue. Someone there. No. Needed to be there. Okay, so he's ballsed it up, hasn't he? Because now we blitz him at the back. In fact, we can clear them both because he's created instead of having it be diagonals, he's created his own box. So we can put in 2 here to create the square, and we can blitz this guy who chains him out of the way. So this is absolutely god-awful. I'll try to explain that a little better. So the problem is, because he's made columns instead of chevrons, if Spartacus makes this column into a cube and he blitzes this guy, he hits him into him and pushes him out of the way. So he needs a POW here and he's out of the way. And then this is completely free, which happens to be the angle he needs to go. So this was rubbish, absolute rubbish. Like real, like just penguin level stupid. I don't understand. Like, like for all of the dig I will give it Ferret, even he's normally better than this. This is horrendous. And okay, Spartacus. I I don't know what he's just done. That's wrong. I don't know how he fixes this now. Is there any fix in this? Am I missing some other like chain position? Yeah, but he's got that means he's got to do 2 dodges instead of 1 dodge. And he does get the pow at least. And then he makes the other dodge. So he did it wrong, but it didn't matter. That's Blood Bowl in a nutshell. Anyone ever hear me complain that Blood Bowl is a the Blood Bowl's a forgiving game? That right there shows you it. Like someone doing something wrong, but it working anyway. Pretty much Blood Bowl. So you can't do a 1-turn against Necro. I'm not certain what this setup is for. I assume it just didn't really give it any thought. The problem with this setup is, like, for example, you've got the Blitzer over there, who is not a dodge piece, but is a block piece, so could take any of these blocks that any of these guys are going to do, but doesn't have dodge in case you get a timeout. Obviously, you want this guy to be one of the dodge pieces, because that's one of the pieces likely to get through. But there was no timeout, so it doesn't matter. Gonna blitz a ghoul and hope for a full pow. Gets it. No armor break. So we have 11v11. Kind of interested in seeing what the play strat is here from. Okay, so firstly, if I'm Spartacus, I probably just deny LOS blocks here. I don't know why he's just given up the zombies. Could have had 2 fleshies either side of a Wraith and a close defense behind. Why are we allowing LOS blocks on armor 8 pieces? This could easily just give up the draw. You've got strength 4 and guard. Why aren't you denying LOS blocks, or at least forcing like 1 dice or difficult LOS blocks? Don't like just giving up these at all, so we'll talk about that. Secondly, I'm really interested in seeing what the Dark Elf strat is. I still maintain that it's a Daka, right? The problem is, based on the play in the first half, I think a Daka will probably lose it for Ferret, so I don't think he should practice and be better at the Daka, and then this would be correct. But based on the level of play that he's at, I don't think a Daka will do him well. So I guess he just do-si-dos. 4? I think. Oh, Spartacus. How many Spartacus had? I don't know. Star Ferret's the Dark Elves. He had 2, I think, when he was doing the double dodge thing. Sorry for drinking so close to the microphone there. Not any more than his blitz did. Oh, you mean because he could have had a push? If he rolled, it required a POW at all, but it didn't necessarily require a POW as the first block. If he rolled a push into a POW, he still just double dodges. Yeah. Okay, so firstly, this is a bad setup. We're gonna need a name for this setup. It's the same setup we see over and over again. Someone in my YouTube comments is convinced this is a Devo setup, and I haven't gone and checked because there's a lot of Devo videos. I think he might even have linked or told me which video he's in. I'm very sorry out there. I have not done it. It's rubbish, right? It's always the same thing. This guy does nothing. That's the biggest problem with it. The guy in the middle is useless. And yeah, 5 on the LOS, including what looks like 2 without block. So I don't know what's going on there. It leaves it weak at the sides when we have got speed on a Necro team. If that was a blitz, this was bad, wasn't it? That's where the ball was. You blitz him, you surround the ball in the rain. It's a problem. You've got stand firm on it, you got sidestep on it. None of that's good, is it? So it would just be shit. Whereas if you just defended properly with a full width LOS, you'd be a lot better off. But it doesn't matter because it didn't happen. Ball being on a wrestle witch is vaguely interesting. Ooh, that follow is bizarre. Oh no, this is what? Just dismantled the screen to the ball. Like, even if you just left that player there, at least. But that means you can't eat the dub skulls because the ball is completely exposed right now. So you have to re-roll a dub skulls. We've said it a million times. It takes away your choice. You could eat a dub skull there. You might not want to burn a re-roll on turn 9, You physically cannot eat a dub skull there because you've just dismantled your screen to the ball, which is on a wrestler, by following there and using the player who was the screen to take the blitz. Again, it's just bad. Like, what am I supposed to say about this other than it's bad and point out why it's bad? Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay, I didn't know that was coming. I haven't seen any of these games. You hear me say oh my god on the dodge and then the reroll, and now the ball is exposed and you should lose. This was awful. Just awful. That was just straight up awful. I hope you lose. Like, just because you should lose for this. Well, now we get to sack the ball. Wait, who's playing? Oh, the Apo. No, because he assumes he's going to get sacked. So he like, even I would have Apo'd that, kind. Like, he's assuming right now he's going to get sacked, which could lead to a necro score, which means he's going to need his players to score twice to get the draw. I mean, I would have Apo'd that if you'd forced me to take over exactly at that moment, because unless I'd been in a recent car accident, I wouldn't need to Apo that because I would never have made that play. Why? Oh, dear Lord, make it stop. I, is this a joke? Am I being punked? Where's Jim? I... It's like an aging rape apologist about to jump out from behind like a box, 90s style. Okay, well, I guess we're not sacking the ball. Why would we? What kind of crazy adventure are we on instead? So, Orifa, do you know what the likeliest issue is? Right? Let's try and no, it made a lot of sense from Ferret. He's not very good. Um, the most likely thing that I think happened is a variant on what sometimes I do, which is your brain can't compute how bad your opponent's play was. So you just naturally assume there's no way to hit the ball. I did it a few games ago while casting. I think it was Crystal's game where he just let two dice on the ball by just not counting the squares properly. And I didn't count them because I just assumed he wouldn't be that bad. So maybe that happened. Let's try and come up with some explanation for why we haven't instantly sacked the ball here. He did run the Wraith through the hole. Yeah, I'm not saying he didn't know there was a hole, because the Wraith is here. Oh, it's definitely not an invisible player thing, no. Oh my god, what are we doing, man? Okay. More rushes. And now we're going to hand off in the rain to him. After another double rush. That's still a sack on the ball unless he makes some other dice, right? Well, there's one of them. There we go. So, sure. I mean, I don't even hate, like, I'm laughing at the play because it's a load of dice, but at this point, you're digging yourself out of a hole you dug yourself, so sure, roll more dice. Come on, and now Spartacus is doing the same thing. Why isn't that? Why haven't you moved this Wraith before you take blockless blocks? Why are you even re-rolling it? Move the Wraith, and then just eat the 1 in 9. Oh, what a surprise. The Wraith had to move. So that re-roll, all it got you was this. A re-roll to put a fleshy there. Yeah, that's worth it. KO stayed out, so the Dark Elves are on 10. And now is where it's more important to... Okay, so here's another issue. The setup of Ferret has actually made it more likely that Spartacus will defend properly. What he should have done is done an offset LOS, because he saw that Spartacus didn't set up properly in the first half. And why is the runner on the LOS? Yeah, there's a lino there. Okay, we'll ignore that. Let's assume that's some kind of mistake. I don't know why I'm giving anyone who's played this badly the benefit of the doubt, but let's assume that that's a mistake. So what he should have done is done an offset LOS. This rule of 5 malarkey, pointless, right? Offset LOS, spread out his players a bit, and hoped for a blitz, because Spartacus didn't defend properly against a blitz the first time, so you'd expect him not to this time. And saying that, he didn't. Look at that. Like, hang on. Oh my god, will you please? Your client is the worst, man. Right, so that's how he's set up. And again, look at it. What's the... Imagine if it was a blitz right now. Just imagine that there's a blitz right now. What is this wolf doing? What is that wolf defending right there? Why is this so weak? Why aren't they one over and the wolf up here? It's I don't it's so easy to be better at this. Like it's so easy to be better at setting up. You don't your brain doesn't have to be wired for strategic thinking. You don't have to put in the hours on drive structure and being able to see complicated chain pushes. It's literally just listening to basic advice. Hey, a blitz can happen. Maybe you should set up against it. That's it. You're immediately a better Blood Bowl player by a literal percentage, like just easily, if you just never set up like an idiot. But here we are, cup winners and Super League entrants can't set up for shit. I will say I do particularly like how we set up to hit the runner with the wolf. The only one on the pitch with a claw is not going to do anything. So we decided to hit him with the wolf. Amazing. Good job, man. Look, I know it's 1 in 27. But just take the 1 in 36, man. Just take the 1 in 36. In fact, forget taking the 1 in 36. One, two, three, four. Hang on, stop. 1, 2, 3, 4. Put the zombie there, then take the 1 in 36. Like, yeah, again, it won't matter more than a bazillion times. But it's just good practice. Because look at the weak spot in the middle. It's one player. You have a wrestle witch to move him out the way, and the ball is completely exposed. If this is a 1 in 27 into a 1 in 27, which has happened to us all, this is a weak spot. The ball is on the ground. You can lose the game. If you can't see that, I don't know what to tell you. Like, just fucking do it. 27 is lower than 36. Why are you increasing the risk of you losing the game? What if that was a 1 in 9? Just to be clear, what if that was a 1 in 9? You can't dodge away. He fails the pickup, and we still have a weak spot in the center. Now we've reduced the risk from 1 in 27 down to 1 in 27 to 1 in 9 and 25%. Not even 1 in 9, it's raining. And that's exactly what I talk about when I keep saying it's not about the risk. It's not about that it's 27 times 27. People will roll their eyes and be like, oh, who cares if you 1 in 27 into 1 in 27. How little does that happen? It's because if you are not thinking about it, you are not thinking about it for much lower risks like this one. That block right there, if that's a 1 in 9, he's not dodging away, he's not moving. Now you have no one protecting the pickup because that is just a single screen. You have not covered the pickup. what? Why have we stood him up to get punched? Well, there's another snake. If anyone can tell me why we've stood him up to get punched, because if that's a POW, that also gets 2 dice. Even if it's a push, it also gets 2 dice. Like, why wouldn't we also, if we're going to base him, why wouldn't we base him there so that even on this POW, he still doesn't get a 2 dice block? Like, again, it's really basic, isn't it? Like, he put him there. Why wouldn't, if you're going to base him up for whatever reason, since you base no one else up, why wouldn't you base him in this square? Instead of just giving up a free 2 dice block on him once he's taken this one. Constant errors. You can't do that. You Blood Bowl is about playing the odds. You shouldn't be playing the odds of, oh, well, maybe he'll 1 in 81. Because the other 80 times you're worse off. That's a bad bet, isn't it? So, yeah, even if he has 0 rerolls, though, there's still no point in doing it. He'll just do it at the end of the turn. At the end of the turn, he'll still do this. And most of the time, if he had 0 rerolls, 8 out of 9 times, that's fine. 55% of the time, that's a knockdown. And then also, 8 out of 9 times, that's okay. And 3 out of 10 times, it's another knockdown. Like, you're just giving him blocks. When he was, all he needed to do was tag him so that he could hit the wolf. Tag him from a different square. Simple as that. Just tag him from this square. It's not a problem. Safe moves later. Is he going to put the ball there? I assume he's fouling the witch. He has to be, right? With this zombie. Has to be. And he's doing it after he's taken these blocks. Okay. So that could have been a 1. Now he's causing his own problems. That could have been a 1 in 9. He hasn't yet fouled the witch, which gives him the jump up block, which gives him the sack on the ball. So you had to foul first, was the point of all of that. But it didn't matter. It worked. Okay. He's also doing, like, these blockless blocks. Jesus Christ. What is happening? Does he know it's turn 13? Like, are we not... You're not claiming space. Why aren't we just blitzing with a wolf to get out of the way and... Push him to the side. And follow. Push him to the side and follow. Look. If you follow here and he's off to the side, who's he using as an assist to get a 2-dice block? Because whoever he does is staying over there. And what if he rolls pushes? Like, just fucking follow. Who cares if he punches you? I mean, he just set up my example for me, didn't he? He had to waste 2 of his players to take that block. Imagine if you had to do it on this side as well. He hasn't got any other players left. There's no defensive wall anymore. Oh no, he's come into the middle. He's red dicing him again, isn't he? Of course he is. More red dice. He's done it again. Amazing. Absolutely amazing. Well, okay then. That was some dice. Oh, man. Okay, he has to pick the ball up in the rain here. Oh no, what is this blitz? Why are you blitzing him? Oh god, that was so bad. Why are we blitzing him? Of all the players that are going to be in your way and annoying, why on earth would you think he is the blitz? He's going to foul again. He's going to foul again. Okay. Well, he got the stun this time. Man, what a game of fouling. Yeah, he should have blitzed forward there. Okay, he might get away with it. Casually, Kaz is a wraith. Yep. Send the wolves down. Probably both of them. Blitz with this wraith. So you got 3 scoring threats. Probably needed to be the... what? Okay. I'm a massive fan of this. Gets a full pow anyway, obviously. Why? Like... Look, I mean... Again, this is going to sound like it's nitpicky, but why on earth would you pick that square instead of that square? Like, just why? Like, obviously this square is better, right? Like, you only have a choice of two, and one square is quite blatantly better than the other square. Like, he's got to get in front of this over here. So this side of him, rather than up here, which gives you a direct angle, is clearly better. How do you get that wrong? Oh, dude, no, you've done it again. Imagine if he was there now. Imagine if he was there. This player's useless then, isn't he? Well, not useless, but you know what I mean? Like, instead of this 1 in 36, he has to do a 3-2 to be of any use. Just how do you get that wrong? Like, it's so basic. Ferret has no rerolls, by the way, so I don't really know what's happening here. Why are we... I don't know what's happening. That was a block. Okay. Okay. I mean, we're doing it wrong again. Okay. So I don't know if he could have reached, but you need to grid, remember, because of the new rules. Let me have a quick look. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, so he should have gone there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, he can't quite grid, so fair enough. But he should have gone there, not here. Again, we've only been playing 2020 for 5 years now. We've actually moved on to like third season, so it's probably time to realize that you don't call him anymore. For those people who are watching on YouTube or lurking in the background. Oh, the lurkers are currently watching an ad here on Twitch, so sorry, YouTube, you're going to have to wait 30 seconds while I wait to explain. Welcome back from ads. So, the reason you don't call him anymore is because you can knock down the front guy and then jump over him, because jump is a rule. Right? It used to be that columns were better because they were just harder to dodge through. But now, if you get a knockdown and you knock down next to this player, you can jump from this square to this square, which is just a 4+, and then do a 3. So, whereas if he's there, you have to do 4, 4, 3 past him. There is a slight... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh no, he's just going there for free. Hang on, did he do that afterwards? Oh, that was shit and wrong, wasn't it? He hasn't got any rerolls, so he did both of those without just putting him there first. Anyway, that aside. So now the problem is that he can just knock him down, right? And then do a jump over him, which is a 4+, and then do a 3+ dodge with dodge, and then the rushes. I don't think there's actually a better way to do this, because I don't think he can go sideways either, can he? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, he can. So the 4+ handoff, 3+ dodge is basically the same dice as this. So the block here doesn't do anything because it doesn't create a... It doesn't create a gate dodge or anything. So I think his best play is what I just said. blitz him, knock him down, and then jump over him. And if you don't make the jump over him, 4-4-3 past him there. Blitz him with the actual ball carrier. So if you just get pushes, you just push him to that side and then do the 4-4-3-2. Is there a chain using the blodger and a blitz from the golem? This one? I don't think so. How? Oh, you mean blitz him? The wolf makes a hang on. What are you talking about here? Wolf makes a box. What box? Here? This box. This box? He goes there. Block him up to make this box. Okay, I'm with you. But don't you have to get a full pow on him? Oh, wait. Hang on. Right, so he goes there. We use one of these. We use this zombie to push him there. So he's there and he's there. Now when you blitz him, you can chain him out of the way. So he is standing where he is. No, that still doesn't work. If anyone's standing there, he has to dodge through his tackle zone. You need a full pow. I don't think it's worse. Well, actually, it is worse, isn't it? Because of him standing behind. That's a 5+ dodge. If you had tackle, it'd probably be okay to try that. But needing the full pow just makes that, because you can't move him at the back. So and he has, because this problem is caused by what I talked about previously, right? It's not taking the rush now, so it gives you less options this turn. He did the same thing on his first drive. It requires a full pow, yeah, so there's no way it's better. When you start in with 30%, it's not better, is it? What you could do, could you? I was thinking what you could do is take this block first and see if you get a full pow. So if you get a full pow, now you just got a different problem to solve, haven't you? Now you might be better off blitzing him and just giving the ball to the wolf and going that way. But it's always going to end up with a... Yeah, I think that's the play. So you put a zombie in here, you take this block. If that's a full pow, you're better off handing off to the wolf, blitzing him, and then just going 2 sideways and that way. You have to roll a 4, yeah, absolutely. So if you roll a full pow here, the handoff to the wolf requires no dodge afterwards, just rushes. So take this block because it's a block with block, and if you get a full power, it gives you a better scoring chance than blitzing this guy. Yeah. Is that better than the 4+2+2+, though? I'm opening a page to find out. Right. 422 with a reroll is 63.6. Whereas no, 4322 with dodge and the reroll is 50. Yeah, the wolf is still way better. Ferret's not trying to score. Spartakus is. He's got a reroll. What? How is this 60? 4322. What? How could it possibly be 60? 4+3+ is basically 60. Yeah? So it's 89% of 75% is just 4-3. What am I doing wrong? I'm so confused. I must be doing something wrong. And let me clear the board. Oh, that's weird. Yeah, it absolutely is. I don't know why the twos dropped it before. It must have. Maybe I was pressing the wrong two or something. So the first part's right, and then the twos didn't drop it below 60. It's 60. It's still worse, but it's 60. Sure, but it's worse. So there we go. Pick the better one. Maybe I accidentally pressed 2+ dodges instead of just 2+ rerollable. I don't know what I was doing. Anyway, let's see what he does. Let's after we did all of that, let's find out. So these are the options, and what you probably should have done. We should take this block to find out if you get a full pow. If you don't get a full pow, your best option is almost certainly blitzing this guy and jumping over him. As far as I'm concerned, that's the play. Good start. Doesn't get a full pow. Pushes him into that square. Oh, he is going for the chain. Oh. Wait, is he? What's it? Well, he snaked, so that wasn't going to end up good for him anyway. But let's work out what he was going to do. So he was going there. Does anyone know why? He was going to blitz him with him. That's what he was going to do, right? So he comes round the top and blitzes there, which pushes him to there to there. But that, I mean, he has to go. How is he getting the assist on him? I guess he goes there. No, because that's where he's blitzing from. He has to go there. He has to go there. So then he blitzes him. But what if you roll a pow? I guess if you roll a pow, you're just fucked, right? You have to roll a push. It doesn't. Yeah, you have to dodge off, and it doesn't clear the dodge because you can only push one of them out of the way. So who you put clearing him out of the way? That this then is dodging there. Look, it's a 4+. And you've had to dodge the wolf off. There's no way this is better. Like, even if you get pushes into pushes, the wolf is now where he is. This still has to do a 4+ dodge. You can't clear these. The best you could possibly hope for is pushes into a full pow. Yeah, honestly, you should have just jumped. Should have just blitzed and jumped. That's an over solved puzzle. Wonder how long it took him to come up with that, which is worse. Anyway, there we go. That was a game of Blood Bowl. And let's so sorry, Jim, if you do actually watch this. There is a thing that I have not an issue with, but Jim Jim is pretty bad at seeing something good and then remembering how good it was and applying it to everything that person does. It's happened ever since there was a funny incident with a one turn that Jim was amazed by. And apparently Spartakus must have played a good game at some point because Jim ever since has been like, no, Spartakus is really good now. Okay, that's not true. He probably played a really good game once. So yeah, I mean, that was too... I mean, Spartacus was better than Ferret. He should feel bad that he didn't get a win out of it. But, like, he was robbed by, like, reverse 1 in 9 cage dives. But not better enough that he should feel that aggrieved. Anyway, hope you enjoyed. That was particularly long just because I was just pointing everything out. I probably didn't even point everything out, did I? I get bored sometimes of just constantly pointing out everything was wrong. But that was long. So if you enjoyed that, maybe there'll be another really long one next. Yay. See you next game.